Hi, and welcome to Cecil TV. This is being recorded Thursday evening, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, 2022. 2 days ago, the Cecil County Council, in their regular legislative session, discussed and then did not approve Resolution 9-2022. This resolution is a supplemental appropriations bill that, if passed, would approve funding of a set of salary increases, plus retention and signing bonuses for a subset of county public safety employees. With Council President Mefley out sick, the vote was 2-2, with Gregory and Donna Culberson saying yes, and Bill Coutz and Al Miller saying no. To help us understand why this measure did not pass, we have with us Councilman Al Miller. Welcome, Councilman Miller.
Doug, I appreciate the opportunity to speak tonight. I thank you for inviting me to come on.
So, as simple as some people would like to make this issue appear, it's a bit more complicated than a vote to defund the police, as the county administration portrayed it in an unusual press release. How do you see it?
Well, first of all, I want everyone to understand that I don't think there's anybody on the council was disagreeing with a 6% COLA. I think there was disagreement on how to spend and where to spend a 6% COLA and how to do it properly. There was a lot of questions about inequities in certain departments, and the way I saw it from the numbers that were given to me, which is all I have to go by, if you added up the numbers of the amount of money you were going to receive by the department, the Cecil County Sheriff's Department was going to be the lowest funded of all 17 different departments. It wasn't even close. The liquor board was going to get more money per person than the Sheriff's Department from the numbers that we received. Now, I have to base it on the numbers I get from the administration, Doug. So, no one on that council wants to defund the police, and certainly not Al Miller, Bill Coutz, Bob Mefley, Gregory, Donna Culberson. We need a police force. We have talked to Sheriff Adams. He was in just 3 or 4 weeks ago and was talking about his struggles. I mean, I think they're the 4th lowest paid police force in the state of Maryland, and they probably are now the 3rd because I think Kent County just raised their dollars. We need to address this, and this needs to be fixed immediately. We need the reason for government is public safety.
There are also other aspects to this issue. What is unusual about the method of funding this measure?
Well, to me, what's unusual, generally speaking, when you sell bonds, which I was totally in favor of, the interest rates were low. It was a great idea to do it. That was no problem whatsoever. So you sell bonds and you save money because you lower your interest rate. And generally, you either keep the term the same or maybe even shorten the term, depending on the situation. Now, the administration has the ability to do what they want, and they decided that they wanted to not only get the lower rate, but they wanted to extend the terms 10 years, which by law they can spend 130% of it, so they can do that. I personally don't think that's a really good idea, but that was decided, so that's fine. Now, the other side of that is that we need to make sure that we use the money properly. And to me, the money you save from the CIP bond money, you ought to put towards infrastructure in the county, not towards salaries and COLAs. That's to me, that's not the way it should be. That's the way I, as a councilman, and I'm sure most of the other councilmen agree that it should be used for infrastructure. But once again, that wasn't done.
The county attorney, Lawrence Scott, appeared to say that refinancing the debt for a longer period at a reduced interest rate was a no-brainer. Has the administration shared the details of the refinancing deal with you and other members of the council?
No, and not to the extent that we'd like to have. That's one of our major problems. The information flow is at a snail's pace. I always seem to be something at the last minute comes up all the time, and the information I got we had for a couple of weeks, and I went through it probably differently than everybody else, but that's just, I'm a numbers guy. So, and it's a problem. We need to have better communication. We need to work together. That's what makes good government work.
You mentioned that different departments had an uneven distribution. Does that mean that even the highest paid employees will receive these increases?
Yes, and the problem I have, Doug, with straight across the board 6% COLA to everyone is the guy that's in the lowest paying job is only going to get 6% of the money he makes. The guy in the highest paid job is going to get 6%, so he's making a lot more money. In my business or in our business, what we like to do is we'd like to support the COLAs on the lower paid guys at the higher scale, maybe 6%. And the higher paid people, if you get 2% of the money you're making, you're still going to get a pretty good COLA. So I'd like them to look at that also to get a better balance. We need good people in Cecil County, and we have a ton of good people that work for us in Cecil County. And we need to keep them, and we want to keep them. But let's do it equitably and fairly and not let the rich get richer.
And finally, should county workers be worried that their increases will go away in May?
Absolutely not. I can't see it. We need to work this out. I wanted to hold off on this bill and talk about it since we didn't have a full council, since Mr. Scott told me that his numbers for the county sheriff's department, numbers of people, was not correct, but he didn't really have the correct number. I wanted to just table it and come back in 2 weeks and keep working at it. This needs to be, we need to move forward with this. We need to get it done, but let's do it in a fair and equitable way. So we need to work together.
Councilman Miller, we thank you for your time this evening, and we'll see you again soon.
All right, Doug. Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you tonight. Have a great evening.
You too.